He stole my grandpa's house, so I destroyed his life piece by piece. It all started after my grandma passed away. Grandpa wasn't the same after that. He stopped tending his garden, stopped fixing things, just sat in his chair staring at the wall. Mom said he was grieving, but I knew it was more. He missed her more than words could explain, and when she was gone, he kind of gave up. Still, we were there for him every weekend we visited. I'd mow the lawn, help him cook, just sit with him. We'd watch old movies together, and sometimes he'd tell me stories about when he and Grandma first bought that house. That place wasn't just wood and brick, it was his whole life. But then Mark showed up, my uncle, the one no one talked to, the one who skipped every holiday, missed birthdays, didn't even show up to Grandma's funeral. Suddenly he was back acting like he cared. At first I thought maybe he regretted the past, maybe he wanted to fix things, but I should have known better. Mark had always been a leech, always looking for the shortcut, the easy money, and Grandpa, in his fragile state, wanted to believe the best in him. It started small. Mark would show up with groceries, take Grandpa to appointments, then he started staying the night and a week, then he moved in. Mom was suspicious, but Grandpa insisted it was fine, that he liked the company. Then one day, Grandpa didn't answer the phone. We drove over and found him sitting alone, crying. When I asked what was wrong, he looked at me with tears in his eyes and whispered, "I signed the house over to Mark." My stomach dropped. He said Mark told him it was just in case anything happened, that it was for protection. But I saw the papers. Mark had full ownership, and the worst part, 2 days later, he kicked Grandpa out. Yeah, his own father threw him out like trash. Said it was time Grandpa moved into a home, somewhere with nurses and proper care. We begged Mark to let him stay. I even yelled at him in front of the neighbors, but he didn't care. Said it was his house now and we were trespassing. So we took Grandpa in, moved him into our tiny guest room, but he was never the same. His health declined fast, and one night just 3 months later, he passed away in his sleep. That was the night I swore revenge. Not rage, not screaming, just cold, calculated revenge. I started by watching Mark, learning his routine, his weaknesses. He loved showing off that house, invited people over every weekend, took pictures for social media, bragged about finally having a place that reflected his success. Success? Huh. More like theft. So I made a plan. First, I created a fake investment opportunity, using an alias. I emailed him pretending to be a real estate investor who loved the vibe of his home and wanted him to be part of a major Airbnb flip project. I offered him money to rent the place out for 6 months. He fell for it fast. Greed always blinds people like him. I paid the first month with stolen crypto from his own wallet. How? He used the same password for everything. Rookie, muerka din Tarachikari said I listed the house online, not for Airbnb. For a horror attraction, I said it was haunted, listed fake stories, even planted fake reviews. Soon ghost hunters and weird YouTubers were showing up at all hours. I screaming, filming, knocking, neighbors got pissed. He started getting warnings from the HOA, fines. But I wasn't done. Next, I contacted his job, an anonymous tip about his side hustle using company resources. They launched an investigation. Turned out he'd been running small-time scams on the side, and now that his finances were in the spotlight, more things came to light. He lost his job within a week, then came the final blow. I sent letters, real estate offers from shady buyers, eviction notices, fake but believable. Even an official-looking government audit, he spiraled. Fast. The pressure made him sell the house for way less than it was worth, and guess who bought it? Not me. That would have been too obvious. I had a friend's mom buy it through a shell company I created, and then I donated the house to a local charity. They turned it into a transitional shelter for elderly veterans. Grandpa would have loved that Mark tried to fight it, claimed fraud, but he had no money, no lawyer, no one on his side. Last I heard, he was living in a motel, begging old friends for help. I never told anyone it was me, not even my mom, but every time I walk past that house and see it filled with people being cared for, not abandoned, I smile, because Mark stole my grandpa's home, so I made sure he never had one again.